So let me paint a picture. You spend years, maybe a decade, building a career in one field, and somewhere along the way, something shifted. Maybe it was gradual, maybe it happened overnight, but you woke up one day and knew this is not where I am supposed to be. This is not the work I'm meant to do. And you made the decision that most people are afraid to make. You decided to change careers completely. And then you opened LinkedIn and your stomach dropped because your entire profile, every word, every title, every endorsement tells the story of the person you're leaving behind. And now you have to somehow convince hiring managers, recruiters, and decision makers in a completely new field to take a chance on someone on paper looks like a stranger to their industry. Here is what I need you to hear right now in this video. This is not a disadvantage, not if you know how to use LinkedIn correctly, because LinkedIn, when used strategically during a career transition, does not just help you find a new job, it repositions you, it reframes your entire story, and it puts you directly in front of the exact people who have the power to give you the opportunity you're finally moving towards. So, in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to use LinkedIn to change careers. Not just update your profile, but actively use the platform as a tool to get hired in your new field, even if you don't have a new title yet, even if you're starting from zero in the new industry, and even if every rejection so far has made you question whether this transition is even possible. Yes, it is. So stay with me through step 4, because that is the one that will put your name in front of hiring managers before you ever send a single application. And in case you're wondering who this is, I'm Ajayi Olalikon, a personal branding strategist and LinkedIn ghostwriter. I help professionals transform how they show up on LinkedIn so that the right opportunities can find them. And career transitions are one of the most high-stake LinkedIn situations I work with, because the gap between how you currently appear and how you need to appear is often widest during the pivot. And today, I'm giving you everything you need to close that gap. Step 1, shift your mindset about what you think LinkedIn is for. In business, we're often taught that mindset is 80% of the equation. So before you change a single word on your profile, I need you to change how you think about LinkedIn during this transition. Most job seekers treat LinkedIn as a digital CV, a place to list what they have done and hope the right person stumbles across it. That passive approach struggles even when you're staying in the same field. When you're changing careers, it is almost completely ineffective. So here is the reframe. LinkedIn is not a notice board, it is an active positioning tool. And during a career transition, your job is not to wait to be found. It is to engineer how you are found, by whom you are found, and what impression they get when they finally arrive on your profile. Every section of your profile, every post you publish, every comment you leave, every connection you make, all of it is working either for your transition or working against your transition. There is no neutral ground at all. So from this moment, every decision you make on LinkedIn has one filter. Does this move me closer to being seen as someone who belongs in my new field? If the answer is yes, do it. If the answer is no, change it quickly. Now, let's build your profile with that filter applied to every section of your profile. So that takes me to step 2. Rebuild your profile for your destination, not your history. Your LinkedIn profile has one job right now: to make a hiring manager or recruiter in your new field feel like hiring you makes complete sense, even though you're a JJC. Every section needs to be rebuilt around that single goal and this new destination of yours. So start with your headline. Your headline is the first thing a recruiter reads after your name, and if it still carries your whole job title, it is automatically sorting you into the wrong pile before anyone reads another word. You don't need a new title to write a new headline. What you need is a positioning statement that signals your transition clearly and confidently while connecting your past to your future. So here is the formula. New field or role you're targeting, transitioning from old field, I bring specific transferable skill or value, as you can see on the screen. So in practice, if you spend 8 years as a nurse and you are moving into healthcare technology sales, you're going to write aspiring healthcare tech sales professional / 8 years clinical experience / bridging the gap between medical realities and technology solutions. That headline does three things simultaneously. It tells recruiters exactly where you're headed. It explains where you have been in a way that makes it an asset to your destination. And it makes you immediately more interesting than the generic applicant who only has sales experience but has never set foot in a clinical environment before. So you are one step ahead of the pack. The next thing is your about section. Open with your transition story directly and confidently, not apologetically. Recruiters and hiring managers are not afraid of career changers. They're afraid of career changers who seem confused about why they are changing or unclear about what they bring. So start with the why. Why are you making this move? What pulled you towards this new field? What specific experience or realization made this transition feel not just desirable but very necessary? And then connect your past to your future. What did you do in your previous career that is directly relevant, even if it is not immediately obvious to your new direction? That connection is your narrative thread. Pull it forward clearly, and the reader goes from skeptical to intrigued. Close with what you're looking for. Be very specific. What kind of role? What kind of company? What kind of team? Oh, I almost lost my teeth. Specificity signals clarity, and clarity signals confidence. Confidence always gets responses. Step number 3, translate your experience so it speaks the new industry's language. This is the step that most career changers skip entirely, and it is costing them interviews. Your experience section is full of accomplishments written in the language of your old industry. To you, they make perfect sense. To a hiring manager in your new field, they might as well be written in a foreign language. They don't understand. Your job is to translate. Go through every role and ask yourself this question: what did I actually do here? And how does it map to the skills and competencies that matter in the new field I'm transitioning to? Let me give you a concrete example. So you were a secondary school teacher for 6 years and you're now targeting a corporate training and development role. Old version: developed and delivered curriculum for classes of 30 students across mixed ability groups. Translated version: designed and facilitated learning programs for diverse groups of up to 30 participants, adapting delivery style to different learning profiles and consistently achieving above average assessment outcomes. How does that sound? Same experience, completely different language. The first reads like a teacher, the second reads like a training professional. And that is not dishonesty. No, this is fluency. You're learning to speak your new industry's language and applying it to real experience that you genuinely have. So you do this for every role, every bullet point. The reader should be able to go through your experience section and see, without any imagination required, that your background directly prepares you for the work you are now applying to do. Step 4. Use LinkedIn actively to get in front of hiring managers before you apply for a position. This is the step that separates career changers who get hired from career changers who keep refreshing their inbox, waiting for a response that never comes. Most people use LinkedIn as part of their job application process. They update their profile, they hit apply on job listings, and they wait. That passive approach puts you in a pile with hundreds of other applicants, and in that pile, the career changer almost always loses to the person with a straight line background. So here is how to use LinkedIn to bypass the pile entirely. Follow and engage with people in your target industry. Find the thought leaders, the hiring managers, the team leads in the companies you want to work for. Follow them. Read their content. Leave genuine, insightful comments that demonstrate your perspective and your emerging knowledge of their field. Do this consistently for 4 to 6 weeks, and your name will start to be recognized by the very people who make hiring decisions, so that when you appear before them, they know you're ready. That is not networking in the traditional transactional sense. This is visibility, and visibility in the right places creates familiarity. Familiarity creates trust, and trust is what makes a hiring manager look at your non-traditional background and think, I've seen this person's thinking. I like how their mind works. Let's have a conversation. Publish content at the intersection of your old expertise and your new direction. This is your unique edge. Nobody else has your exact combination. A nurse moving into healthcare technology has a perspective that no pure technologist has. A teacher moving into corporate training understands learner psychology in ways that most L&D professionals never will. Start writing about that intersection. Post what you're learning in your new field. Share how your whole experience gives you a different lens on new problems. This content builds credibility in your target industry week by week. Then send personalized connection requests to people in your target companies, not with a pitch, with a genuine note. References something specific, maybe a post they wrote, a project their company launched, a shared connection. Make it human, make it specific. And once connected, let your content do the work of building the relationship before you ever ask for anything. Step 5. Activate your existing network for your new direction. Here is something most career changers underestimate. The people who already know you are your fastest route into a new industry. I kid you not. Your existing LinkedIn network, colleagues, former managers, clients, collaborators knows your work ethic, your character, and your capabilities in a way that no code application ever communicates. And some of them are almost certainly connected to people in the field you're moving to, but they can only help you if they know what you're looking for. Post and updates. Be clear and specific about your transition. Tell your network what you're moving towards, what transferable skills you're bringing, and what kinds of conversations or introductions would be most valuable right now. You will be surprised how many people respond with exactly the connection you need. Not because they were waiting to help, but because they didn't know you needed it until you told them that you do. And reach out directly to the people in your network who have connections in your new field. Not with a job request, with a curiosity request. I'm transitioning into ABC field and would love 20 minutes to hear about your experience in the industry. No agenda, just genuine curiosity and the chance to learn from someone who's been doing this work. Informal conversations open doors that job applications rarely reach. As we wrap up this conversation, changing careers is not starting over. It is taking everything you have already built and pointing it in a new direction with intention and strategy. LinkedIn is the most powerful tool you have for making that transition visible, credible, and compelling to exactly the people who can help you get there. But it only works if you use it actively, not as a passive CV sitting in a database, but as a living, working, positioning engine that you're deliberately operating every single day. Now, if you have been watching this and you want to know exactly where your LinkedIn profile stands right now, what is working against you, what to fix first, I've built a completely free LinkedIn profile audit scorecard that walks you through every section of your profile and shows you how you compare to the top 1% in your industry. It takes about 5 minutes to complete and it will give you more clarity about your LinkedIn than most people get from hours of guessing. The link is in the description. Download it, go through it, and then come back and drop a comment telling me what career are you transitioning from and what are you moving towards. I read every comment, and knowing where you are in your journey helps me make better content that will serve you. And if this video helped you, share it with someone who is in the middle of a career change and feeling stuck on LinkedIn. It might be exactly the roadmap they needed. And in my next video, I'll show you exactly how to optimize your profile section by section. So you want to subscribe so that when the video drops, you will get a notification. I'll see you in my next video. But in the meantime, stay legendary. You just know